Welcome back to Factor of Games, everybody. Appreciate you stopping in. Today, we're just going to take a look at some information around Steam. With this being like the time of the year when all the big sales start to happen, well, one of the times of the year, right? There's many times, but during Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Showcase and all these different sales that are going to happen around the events, you kind of got to watch Steam and know a little bit of the ins and outs to be able to see what's on sale and the cheapest price you can get things for. You may be new to Steam. This is going to be perfect for you. If you're an old hand, you might know some of these tricks. You may find a couple things here that'll help out as well. So let's dive in, take a look at it, and hopefully you'll find something helpful. The first thing that we're going to take a look at is going to be this sale here for Assassin's Creed. Now, this is a Ubisoft big franchise, obviously been around, many games in the franchise. So let's take a look in here and kind of get the overall idea of what they're doing. Now, what Steam allows a developer to do, or a publisher in this case, publisher developer, is to kind of collect all of their games in one sale. So you can kind of see here, you've got your latest one, which is Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which actually had just hit the platform maybe, I don't know, a couple months ago because it was on, Epic for a few years. Then you've got, pretty much in descending order, newest to oldest. So Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Origins, it shows kind of all their DLCs. Hell, they even have like this little indicator that says, here's the timeline of Assassin's Creed. And it goes from, I guess this would be the actual way they were told till from the beginning to the end, not from release date to the newest, right? In this little picture. And then you can keep going, you can see even more. But the one that I'm interested in, and I don't own a lot of these, I think I only own one of the Assassin's Creed on Steam. The one I'm interested in right now is in the timeline, the latest one, which would be Syndicate. It came out in 2015, so it's a little bit older. I was interested in it, always wanted to check the game out. Now's the perfect time. So if we go in here and take a look at it, you can see that they have Assassin's Creed Syndicate on sale for 75% off for $7.49. You can also see down here that you can buy Assassin's Creed Syndicate Gold for $14.99. So another 75% off. That's the total. Should be every piece of DLC included in it. And the way you can find out what that is, there's nothing to click here. You've actually got to scroll down. And usually you'll see under Gold Edition or some indicator of like, here's the complete DLC. You click read more and it's a drop down. It'll show you like everything that's included with it. It'll go through and here's all the information that you get. Now, in this case, there's some back and forth on whether you get everything of this game in here. So if we go up, we can see that there's a couple free items. So those are going to be, once you buy it, you're going to be able to get those. And you'll know that you own a DLC or any of the DLC or content by a little blue box. Now, you don't see it here right now, but there'll be a little blue mark on the left side of each of these telling you that denotes that you own that. And you can kind of look around at the different prices. So you can see that you can buy the game by itself. You can buy the Gold Edition. You can buy all of the Assassin's Creed bundle. Now, be careful on these because usually what Ubisoft will do is you click on this bundle, it'll tell you what it is, but you're only going to get the base game in most cases for the Assassin's Creed game like Unity, Rogue, Syndicate. You're not going to get the Gold Edition. Now you can see like here, Black Flag, you get the Gold Edition. They denote that. Here you get the Director's Cut. But in most cases, you're just getting the base game and you'd still have to go back into that page for each of the games and find out what DLCs or content you didn't get and, purchase those separately. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in our next tip. So this is tip 1. So you can usually get a pretty good deal if you buy everything up front, 75% off. So give me 1 second. I'm going to buy this. We'll come back to this page. Now, we've made our purchase. We've got our games here. You can see if you click this little see all, it'll move it down. And you can see on the left-hand side, it's in library, in library, in library. You can see it looks like a little mark on the left-hand side of the DLC, but if you hover over it, it kind of zooms out and says, hey, this is in your library. Now, these two right here, these ones are free. You can just click add to library, click OK. I'm not going to say that every time, but you can click OK, come back, do the exact same thing for the next one that's free. And then there is one more DLC that we can see at the bottom here that we don't own. Now, this is a contention point for a lot of people on Steam with this game specifically. Some other of the Assassin's Creed titles do something similar here and there. But Dreadful Crimes, I believe this one, I'm not 100% sure what this entails. I think it's mysteries that are in the game. It was not included in the Seasons Pass, which is part of the gold edition. So you have to buy this one separately if you want to have everything. Now, what you could do, and you can see it's on sale for $1.69. What you could do is go in here, click add all DLC to cart. And in most cases, it'll tell you, hey, you already own this, but it won't keep it in there. Like, there's other ways that developers can set it up is that it will only add the one item that you don't have to the cart. The way Ubisoft has set this up, they add everything in and you'd be basically buying it over, which I don't know why they do this. They don't have to do this. There is a tool within Steam to allow you to do it in a different way. And I'll show you that here in like one of the other tips coming in a few minutes. But know that if you click on add all, you're going to get everything again. You're going to pay for it even though you own it. So we're just going to get rid of these. And once we get rid of all of them, then we can purchase just the one for $1.69. And then we've got every piece of content for that game that you could possibly get. And we got it at a pretty good price. I mean, overall, probably 70% off or something like that. So that's the first tip. Watch the way that a developer or publisher puts the sales in if you already own some of the content. So I'm just going to purchase this. So let's go to tip 2 and we'll talk about the next item. Okay, for Steam tip number 2, in terms of sales, this is another example here of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, or the way that Ubisoft puts their stuff in, right? So if we look here, I bought Assassin's Creed Valhalla probably when it came out a couple months ago. This one, it was on sale for $14.99, so I ended up picking it up for the exact same price it is today, which was great. Again, that was their whatever idea to get people to buy because they'd been on Epic Store exclusively for a year or something like that, right? Their olive branch, so to speak, to the Steam community. The one thing that, again, they don't do correctly, and you've got to watch out, is with their complete editions, deluxe editions, Ragnarok edition, whatever edition it is, remember, if you go down here, you want to see what the editions are. Usually you'll find it under, they'll have some comparison grid. Most developers do this, but you'll find all the different things. It'll say, hey, here's the complete edition. Here's what the Ragnarok edition includes. Here's what the deluxe edition includes. So they can have tons of different things. Essentially, it's like you get a DLC, you get a season's pass, or you get both, or whatever it is. But you can see they're charging you $19.99, $29.99, $41.99. Now, all three of these would be good prices if I didn't already own this game, the base game. The way that they do this is they include the base game into this. So you're paying for the base game in each of these, even though I or you would maybe already own the base game. You've got to watch out on some of those. So if we go here and say we wanted to buy the complete edition, it's $41.99. You'd be better off to go down here to the season's pass, for example, add that to the cart individually, separately from buying any package. You get that for $15.99, which includes these two right here, the Siege of Paris and the Wrath of Druids. Instead of paying $20, you'd get it for $15.99 for both of those. So if we wanted to get that, we go in here, and then again, if you click on that, it'll come in and tell you what everything is. So we would add that to the cart and then go back. And if we wanted the complete edition, we would buy the third DLC, which is this Dawn of Ragnarok. We'd click on that, add it separately. So now we're only paying $31.98 instead of $41.99 for that, because I already owned the base game. The base game would have been included in the complete edition, but we didn't want to buy it twice. You don't get an extra copy to send to somebody. You would just be paying $10 more. So this is more of a tip about, again, watch buying bundles when you already own a game. Sometimes developers do it, most developers do it correctly, where they give you credit and they just deduct the price if you already own the base game. Ubisoft, in their normal, horrible way of running their business, they would charge you for something you already own and you can't have a second one. So just tip number 2, be careful when looking at bundles for games you already own. Make sure that they're deducting the amount of the base game prior to spending the money on a complete package, because you might be able to buy the season pass or any of the DLC cheaper by itself during a sale than buying it in a complete bundle. Now, for our third Steam sale tip, this is a great example. So Capcom has a 40th anniversary sale running right now where you get 87% off a select batch of games, right? They're not all one franchise, but taking what we just talked about in tip 2 with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, this 40th anniversary pack will give you credit for games that you already own. Now you'll notice it's basically, if you wanted to buy all 10 titles included in this, you would pay $49.80. You'd get 78% off. I own 9 of the 10 games here. The one that I do not own is Ace Attorney Trilogy, which is right here. And right now it's even on sale for $9.89. So that's a really good deal on its own, but can I get it for a better price? If we go in and we take a look at the 40th anniversary, we click on that, you can see that I can buy the 40th anniversary for $5.93. Now, I'm not buying all 10 games. I already own 9 of them. You can see they're in my library: Dragon's Dogma, Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Mega Man, whatever they could be, right? All of these, I already own them. They're in my library. I'm not getting extra copies of it. But the way Capcom set up their sale for all of these games is that they give you credit in the sale for the ones that you own. So you don't buy them over, you actually get credit for those. And then Ace Attorney is actually going to be, instead of $9.89, which we said is a good deal, I'm only going to have to pay $5.93 because I've already got all the other ones and they're giving me credit for that. So I'm basically getting it even cheaper than the best sale price. The one thing to keep in mind here is if I would have only clicked on Ace Attorney, I wouldn't have seen it unless I scrolled down below the fold. This is what you'd call like below the fold, where it's at the bottom, right? And you have to scroll the page up to go to the bottom. I would have seen it like, oh, it's $9.89. But keep scrolling on every game just to see, because you can see down here it says 40th anniversary pack, bundle information, 80% off. You can get the whole thing, the same game, for $5.93 instead of $9.89. Now, this is an instance where the developer's done it correctly. This is more of a Steam issue. And it's not a Steam issue. They just kind of show you everything all at once, right? And they've only got so much real estate. Now, I could probably be on the web and, kind of size my browser down to where I could see more information, and then I'd obviously see that. But this is more of just a Steam, it's an unintended issue where you really don't see everything below the fold unless you kind of scroll down. So to scroll down here, now I can see the deal, and you can see there's even other sales on here, but this is more like if you wanted to buy the soundtrack bundle, or you wanted to buy like the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles along with this. And I'll show you another in tip, I guess it'll be 4. We'll talk about something else that's attached to this. But here In this instance, we're only going to focus on this one. We can get the trilogy pack basically because it's in a 40th anniversary bundle. I just click on here and I can add this. Let's get rid of these because I didn't really want those. And I can add this to my library right now for $5.93. Now, Steam sale tip number 4 is a weird one. Not necessarily a weird one, but it doesn't play to the others as we've talked about here on Steam so far. In this scenario, we just purchased Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, right? So what we learned in, number 2, is that the way a developer should put it in is that we get credit for that game if we buy another bundle. In most cases, again, you will see that this is a case where the developer has it in correctly, but they based it off of the full price purchase, not off the sale price purchase. They are giving you actual credit for buying Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy in this, but only at the full price purchase, not at the sale price. The sale price should be, my estimate being 58% off. If you were to look at the sale price, which we add them together, it's $29 and some odd cents, 97 cents, 93, whatever it is. It should actually end up being, if it's 58% off, we should be in the $15 range. That is the way it works from the $59.99 full price of both games. They're giving you essentially the bundle for $25. But they can go off of the sale price. In this instance, they did not. So buying a bundle that's on sale is not always the right thing to do on Steam. So in this scenario, let me show you something else. So in this instance, what we're going to look at is GG.deals. So we couldn't get the game for a good price over on Steam. What's an alternative way to go out and look for this game at a cheaper price, even though we don't get credited for the bundle? Well, I can tell you GG.deals. I'm not affiliated with them, not sponsored by them, but if you really want to go out and find Steam keys, which can be activated on your Steam account for free once you purchase them from any retailer, is a good way to go. The one thing I would tell you about GG.deals, they show two different prices, let's say that, or two different areas. They have official stores, and then they have key shops. An official store is a store that negotiates with the developer or the publisher or a distributor for the developer or publisher, an official one, and gets the keys directly from them. Key shops can do the same, but they can also end up with game keys from individual consumers. So potentially there is a way for you, and we'll talk about this in future episodes of this kind of Steam 101 series, we'll call it, for lack of a better term right now. But you can find scenarios where you end up with Steam keys that you could sell on a marketplace like Gamivo or G2A or Kinguin. Some people have problems with these places. Developers usually have problems with these places. Publishers do. But they are part of the growing digital world. They have a place in it. Not everybody agrees what that place is, but they do have a place. But you can sell your keys that are unused in some cases over on those websites. So that's what a key shop usually tends to be. They get their keys not directly from the publisher, developer, or distributor for the publisher or developer. They come across them in various different ways. That doesn't mean you can't buy good keys from them that work on your account. Just means you have to take extra precaution and understand a little bit more about buying keys off of Steam. For the official stores, you should have no problems, barring that you cannot return, in some cases, the game the way you can on Steam. Steam gives you, if you buy a game from Steam, no matter what the game is, you get 2 hours of playing the game to determine if you like it. If you don't like it, you can ask for a refund and get your money back, either in credit on the Steam store or back onto your card or whatever you purchased it with. Usually official stores that are not Steam, they don't offer that. In some cases, they will be flexible. They will work with you. But normally, for Steam keys, you're not going to get a return policy unless you're going to Steam directly. But in this case, we know we want the game and we know we can get it for a better deal. So we can get it for $15.85 here, or we can get it for $14.39 down here at CD Keys, or $15.66 or whatever the number is. Now, I have been doing this a long time. I have no problem buying Steam keys from CD Keys. I've worked with them. I actually have bought many keys through them. I don't have a problem with them. So if I just click on here, I can get the game for $14.39. So I'm getting it for about what it should be on Steam during their sale if they gave me credit for buying the other one in that bundle. I'm not getting the other one. I'm just getting the game that I want here. So I had some other stuff, but they also work with like Honey and some of those other systems as well. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Sometimes when they show you a price, you could even get for a better price. So let's add it. Did I already add it? Oh, I only want one copy. I've added it now. And on here, it'll tell you it is a Steam key. It's a standard edition. It can be unlocked in the United States. So it means that you can add it to your, for me, I'm up in Seattle, or indexed kind of Seattle area. You can get and activate the key here in the US, and it's currently in stock, and they're going to send it to me right after I purchase it, kind of thing. So all of that checks out. That's exactly what I want. So I'm going to go down here to go to View Cart. And if you have Honey, which again, I'm not affiliated with any of those coupon sites or anything like that, but you might as well install it if you're buying Steam keys off of the Steam market, because usually you might be able to come across a better deal. So right now we're looking at $14.59. Let's click on this. We'll see if it finds any deals. It didn't in this instance. So, you get it still for $14.59, but you can get it for any better price. Now, Microsoft does have their own as well, which I think is this little icon here. It's kind of built into Edge. So if I click on that, let's see if we can do this. Let's try to apply these ones and see what it does. Again, we may not get it for any cheaper than $14.59, but, might as well try. Based upon what we learned, sometimes it's better to shop around or just hold off, and the potential next opportunity that the developer like Capcom has the chance to put this sale out again, they will do the setup where you get actually credit for it. So let's switch back over to Steam. Steam sale tip number 5 in this 101 guide is going to be similar to the last tip, which was, hey, take your time and don't jump at every opportunity on Steam if you really like the deal. Sometimes it's better to look outside of Steam and see what other options there are, because you can really find some big deals, because developers and publishers have the ability to sell their games and give Steam keys outside of Steam and not pay Steam a dime when they sell something. So some of these deals externally can be really good in comparison to what's on the Steam store, even at the best sale price that they have on there. Remnant from the Ashes. Now this is an instance where this game's running a unique deal over on a partner of the channels. Yes, this is a plug. Know that I do these every once in a while. This is for our partner HumbleBundle. Fantastic company. Gives tons of money away to charity for everything that you buy. Supports the channel here from things that you buy. So if I'm going to ever tell you to support somebody that's going to support the channel, definitely HumbleBundle is going to be the one. They give the channel a break or a cut of everything that you buy over there. So even if you don't donate or anything like that to the channel, which you don't ever have to, just by buying something for yourself at the right spot over on HumbleBundle can support the channel through monetary means, and it's definitely appreciated. So let's take a look at the instance. And yes, you'll probably see in the upper left corner a link that you can jump right over to HumbleBundle right now and get the most current deal that I think is really good. So if we look at Remnant from the Ashes and we look at it and we say, okay, this game looks really cool. Oh, look, they've got a complete edition for $49.77 right now and that's 17% off, and you get everything in it. It's called the Complete Edition. Okay, cool. You get Swamps of Curses, Swamps of Corsus, and Subject 2923. Good deal. I might do that, but wait, you might as well hold off, because I did. You can see it says purchase as gift. That means I'd buy it for somebody else. I can't buy it for myself again because I went over to Humble Bundle. Let's take a look at that. And magically, we are on Humble Bundle. So right now, for the month of June 2023, the Humble Monthly Choice deal, where you pay $12 or $11.99 per month. You're not committed to anything. You just buy it each month you want to buy it. You don't have to buy any set amount. You just pay $11.99 right now, and you'll get 8 really good games, really solid handpicked games. One of them is Ghostwire, which a lot of people have looked at, checked out. But you also get Remnant from the Ashes Complete Edition. You get a $49.77 game for $11.99 plus 7 other games. And you get that game that we were going to pay on a really good deal. What was it? $49. We're getting it right now for free because we bought it on Humble Bundle through their monthly choice. So this is a very unique instance, but it's an instance where you got to go and say, okay, it might be worth my time to look on something like gg.deals or check out Factor of Games and see what he's talking about with some crazy opportunity on his community post or some video or one of his social medias that you can follow on link.tree, or is it Linktree? It's linktr.ee/Factor of Games. It's all my social medias. You can find everything over there. I will usually post about something that's a really good deal on some form of the social media connected to the channel or on the community post. You can always find these. And if you're looking at this game, you're going to save yourself $50. Well, we'll say you're going to save yourself $40, roughly thereabouts, maybe $38 by going here, buying a total of 8 games. You get the one that you wanted, plus you get like Ghostwire, and you get, what are the other ones that they have? Honey, I Joined a Cult. They get that amazing game, Curse of the Dead Gods, which we played on the channel. You get some new ones like Eternal Threads, which is really cool. Grim, that's a Metroidvania, if I'm not mistaken. Really cool game. So you get all of these for $11.99. And yes, it is. I know it's too good to be true. It sounds like it, but it's not. You're not paying for these monthly. You just buy them one time. You get the 8 Steam keys or whatever it is, and then you go and redeem on your account, and you can never go back to Humble Bundle again. It's up to you. You don't get charged by them again. It's just the way they do business. They cut deals directly with the publishers to make some amazing deal because, again, publishers, with the way Steam works, they can take their Steam keys and sell them however they want off of Steam's website, and they keep all the profits for it. So is it really a good deal for them in this scenario? Maybe not, but knowing the fact that Remnant 2 is coming and they're pushing that heavily right now, if they can get you like in Remnant 1 for this big, huge bundle deal and you get it for $11.99, there's more than likely a chance to sell you on Remnant 2 because you've bought the game and they can message you through Steam and stuff like that, or you've activated the game on your Steam account, things of that nature, right? So these are the reasons why these deals exist. It's a marketing tactic. It's a good way for developers to be able to reach out to you the next time they have their new game coming out or the current time that they have their new game available, and they're going to make money. So don't worry about this. It's not oh, you have to sign up and subscribe forever and you keep getting charged. Like, what were those back in the 90s and the 80s, like the CD of the month club? And it's not that kind of crap. This is just a way to get 8 great games for like one price, and you get to redeem them over on your Steam account, and you never have to deal with Humble Bundle again. But I would tell you, you should, because they're a really good company and they got a lot of stuff to offer. So that's our tip number 5. Let's jump to the next one. Tip number 6 is more along the lines of just I guess, FYI. It's not really a specific thing that's unique to any sale that's going on or anything like that. It's just sales go on all the time. And one of the best ways to find out if a game's on sale, and this could be very basic for everybody to understand, or you may be brand new to Steam, like I said early on in the video, and this may be helpful, is Wishlist. Now, Wishlists help developers and publishers a lot because obviously when they launch their game, they always ask, well, let's just say this. When they ask you to wishlist a new game coming down the road, the reason is it shows number one, uh, interest to the algorithm within Steam. Number two, it's a way for them to communicate like, hey, the game's live to you. The other thing wish lists do is give you a way to kind of like keep track of games you're interested in. Also, it gives you a way to know what's on sale for the games that you're interested in. If you come into your wish list, which is right up here, I have like 424 games in my wish list. That's just the way I go. But you can go down here to the smart filters and you can go in and select discount. And you can see every game that you've wishlisted that's on sale currently at this point in time. So the other thing that you'll know is up here, if you've got the newer Steam client, I believe pretty much on PC, all of the beta has rolled to the stable branch for the client on PC being for everybody. So up in the right-hand corner, you'll see this little bell. Usually you'll get a notification there when a game on your wish list goes on sale. And that'll be a way that you just get a reminder to go into your wish list and be able to check things out. If you're on Mac, I know that they just updated the client for the beta of the Mac client, so you would see the very similar layout. If you're on the stable branch, I think it's just going to look like the old Mac client, which it really was not the greatest. But anybody on PC, you should be able to have this same view. You would see up here in the right-hand corner a little bell. Click on that. It'll tell you, I think also, no, news from Steam just tells you about like deals that are going on. It's the bell is going to be what notifies you of like a game on your wish list. And you can see like all of the games that are on the wish list. Out of the 424 I have, what did the filtered search bring in? It doesn't say. I would guess that, we're talking about 22 items. No, that's for downloads. We're talking about a lot of games. It just basically shows you every game that's on sale with a little sale indicator right here for like this. Everything else, it starts going through your regular games, but anything with the sale indicator, you're going to know that, hey, if you click on it, you're going to get it for a better deal. So that was tip number 6. For tip number 7, we're going to do a twofer. It's going to be a bundle, and we're going to talk about bundles. So it's kind of perfect here, built into Steam. We've already talked about a bundle scenario for developers or publishers of the same game franchise. We've talked about those types of bundles on Steam, but there's another bundle type that we'll get to right now that can save you some money. And I'm going to do a shameless self-plug. So that's part of the bundle. And what that's for is for the Steam curator page for Factor of Games. That's the one that I run. I have a group on here. I don't really drive people to the group, but for the Steam curator page, I definitely do that. And the reason why and what it is, if you scroll down on any game page, you may run across, it says what curators say, and usually you only see them if you follow the curator. Curators can come in, can kind of put their 2 cents in. It's about 180 or something like that, or less than 180 or 100 characters, something like that, where you can see what I'm saying about the game. And if you follow me. So what I'm asking everybody to do is definitely go and check out my Steam curator page. It gives me the ability to get free games offered to me by developers on Steam. Like right here, somebody's offering me Covenant Project Zero. I don't know what the game is right now. I haven't looked at it, but I just noticed it was on there. And it also showcases to me how many people are seeing and getting a benefit from me doing the reviews, the little tiny reviews. Now, I usually do the bigger reviews as well, but I've got 174 of these reviews listed, and you can usually see those on the Steam curator page, which will be up in the right-hand corner for you right now. Click on that, follow, and then you'll be able to see like any games you might miss on YouTube. You'll find on here, I'm going to be adding, I think we've got 720 games that I've played on the channel that have videos for games on Steam. I'm going to get all of those in. I've got 174 in right now. I'm trying to do like 3 a day, something like that, and trying to catch up to the amount of videos we have on YouTube for these Steam games. So by you following, that's going to help out and going to allow the channel to get more games, you know, given to us without a charge. Because again, I don't pay money. I don't ask developers to pay money to be on Factor of Games. What I do is I like to get keys from them. So it cuts down the cost of being able to show all these games running on the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally and, you know, PCs in general, stuff like that. It's just helping build the catalog so we can try out each game on these portable devices and get an understanding. So enough of the self plug. Thank you. Definitely follow that link that was up there. It'll be at the end of the video as well. So let's get back to our game. So specifically talking about other types of bundles, about, I guess it would be maybe a year and a half to 2 years ago. Might have been 2 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. Steam offered the ability for multiple developers slash publishers to come together and build bundles with similar type games or completely different games. If one publisher A talks to publisher B and they say, hey, let's make a bundle that'll help our sales because we have similar type of games, they can do that. Steam manages all the amounts of money being shared in different directions, all on the back end. And you basically can get a good deal for different publisher games in one bundle. It's not always the case. It's very limited use. I can tell you that. There's not a ton of these. For the 100,000 games on Steam plus 100,000 plus games on Steam, probably only like 0.001% of the games are in these like unique bundles where it's different publishers kind of coming together. So you're not going to run into them too often, but you know, at certain times of the year, they're more prevalent, like during the holidays, like Christmas, you know, the fourth quarter of the year. Usually you will see them pop up a little more often. And you can just type bundle into, I think it's their search, and then they have like faceted search. So you can kind of go through and dig down even deeper. But I think you can just type in bundle in search and it'll tell you every bundle that's available. Now, obviously, you could get more specific and say, you know, I want to only see shooter bundles or something like that. That'll all be within the search tools. But here, for example, this game, Eldest Souls, which we've done because, you know, obviously I've made a curator post about it. The game is from United Label and CI Games in terms of the publisher, and then it's Fallen Flag Studios as the developer. It's a fun game. It's a, you know, nice Souls-like action RPG, pixelated graphics, stuff like that. It looks really cool. I like the game. We did it on the channel a while ago. I think it was during, maybe even before Halloween. I'm not 100% sure, of 2022. Anyhow, we did that for the Steam Deck. But here, they have a bundle set up with another publisher developer combo, and you can check it out down here. So right now, buy Eldest Souls, you get it for $4.99 because it's on sale. Again, always scroll down, check out what's below the fold. This one wasn't below the fold, but in most cases they will probably pop up below the fold. Here is the buy Perfect Pixel bundle. They don't have to call it bundle twice. It's just the way they thought about it. But this is a bundle where it's two different developers have come together, or publisher developers that have come together and said, hey, let's do a better deal. So if we click on bundle info, we already know that CI Games and United Label were doing Eldest Souls. Well, here, what lies in the multiverse is from Untold Tales and Doyo Games and Studio Voyage and Iguanabee as the developers. So lots of companies involved in this. But the good point of this is, if you buy Eldest Souls on sale, you can also pick up what lies in the multiverse on sale as well. Even though, you know, you're buying two games together, you're actually getting a better deal from this bundle. Now, because I already own one of them, I'm only saving like 15 cents, but it's a 5% discount. But some of the discounts I've seen for these types of things have been pretty considerable. It's like you get 5 games from 5 different developers and you get them for 50% of what the sale was, of what their normal price is, if you buy them in the bigger bundle. So everybody's getting a little piece of the pie. They're all coming together and working together. It's just another type of bundle that you can run across on Steam and take advantage of. So let's jump to the last tip. Okay, for our final tip, tip number 8 in our 101 course on Steam sales and how to get the best prices, we're going to talk about loyalty discounts. And I say loyalty discounts. It's kind of like a loyalty bundle or a owner's bundle or franchise owner's bundle, something like that, where essentially a developer can utilize the tools that are built into Steam to communicate through the news channel of upcoming deals or sales. We talked about this a little bit when I was saying the benefit of using Humble Bundle is to get games onto your Steam account, and then the developers have new ways to talk to you when their next game comes out, right? They do good deals. They get you to get the game on your account, and then they can talk to you about the new game coming up. So that's a marketing tactic, right? So this is the marketing tactic. So Postal 4, no regrets. I bought this last May, something like that. Did it on the Steam Deck. It didn't run well back then, but I think it runs a little bit better. I need to revisit it. But on this game, I own this game. And if I go to the community hub, I'm just going to click back because I've already got it kind of set up. The community hub, you shouldn't be afraid to go there because that's where you're going to find a lot of discussion boards. If you don't know that, you're going to find a lot of like fan art, things like that. And you're going to find news. And usually news will show up in that bell up here when, or in the megaphone, one of the two, however they set it up to message it about a new game coming out. So Postal Brain Damaged just came out. And because I own Postal 4, they had sent this to me a little bit ago. I'm just revisiting this way so we can see it. I can't go back and get the notification, but they sent it to me saying, hey, we got our new game coming out and you can get a 15% discount because you already own this game in the franchise. Because I own Postal 4, I can get the Dude on Dude bundle and I can save 15% on this game. So if I go in, and I think it's this one, I click Dude on Dude, Volume 2, Postal 4, and Brain Damage. It says 42.48, but if I click on it, it's going to give me credit for the game that I already own. We talked about this earlier, like getting credit. They did it the right way. And you now get credit for the $39.99 of the original game, Postal 4, that I own. And I'm getting Postal Brain Damaged, which is already on sale at 50% from $19.99 down to $9.99. I'm getting an additional 15% off. So my total cost is $8.49 through this loyalty bundle. So if I click on that, I can go in, I can buy it, and you can see it's a full bundle. And you're getting the game, plus you're getting credit for the one you already own. You don't get a second copy of it, but you're getting credit for that one. So it's cutting the price even further. So these are the different ways that you can get really good deals on Steam. There's plenty of other ways, I'm sure, but these are the 8 that I know of. And I think it's really important to kind of understand this if you're new to Steam, that there's different ways you can even take more advantage of wrapping together extra savings on the platform. If you know of other ones and I missed them, please let me know in the comments. I think I hit most of them. I do have an idea for a bonus, which let's just jump right into that right now. This is probably the most simplest thing, but you may or may not notice. If you go down and you look on your Steam page for new and trending, it's a good ways down. It's actually, you have to go through a lot of stuff. So if you start all the way on the top here, you've got to go past your features or special offers. You got to go past the browse by category. Keep going until you get to new and trending. New and trending are games that just released. And if you click here, you only see maybe 10. But if you click here, it says new releases. It'll take you to a larger group of new release games that have come out maybe over the past like month or two. And you can even dig down closer through popular new releases or just all new releases. So we're just going to click on all new releases. This will be games that you may never even thought of or heard of or anything like that. But you can see all new releases usually have some kind of, not all new releases, but majority of new releases usually have some kind of sale attached to them within the first 7 to 10 days, 2 weeks possibly, that you can get a really good deal, maybe 20, 30, 40. And in Ubisoft's case, you can get them for like 85% off. But if we go up here and we click on popular new release, we'll pick on Ubisoft a little bit more. They have this Riders Republic, again, one that was stuck over, I believe, on Epic Store for a undefined period of time as an exclusive. Here's a really good deal. Get this game for 75% off on launch day or through launch week or 2 weeks or whatever we say for $15 from $59. So though that might, it's mostly positive game. So I'm going to say that it's a pretty good game. That's a really good deal. So you can also get the 75% off on the top end, even Ultimate Edition, where you get all the DLCs, and you can get that from like $119 down to $30. So moral of the story here, final bonus tip, you can get a really good deal if you buy games within the first week or two of release. Keep checking that new and trending. That's always going to be your best indicator for good deals there. And that brings me to the end of the video. I appreciate everybody for watching. I hope you got something out of this. If you haven't already, check out the playlist of every game that I've looked at on the Steam Deck. It's got 720 plus videos on there right now. It's up here in the upper right-hand corner for you, I believe, looking at it from your view. And you'll find every game on there. You can even do specific search on that playlist. So if you're looking for a game, you'll know that I might have covered. You can find it there, be able to check it out. Again, we're going to keep going with Steam Deck. We're going to start up a ROG Ally, ROG Ally list as well, because that's coming this week. And I'm going to start going into those games. So we'll have a list for your Steam Deck. We'll have a list for just Ally. And then we'll probably have a comparison list that'll start popping up with videos that do some comparing between what it looks like on Steam Deck and what it looks like on the ROG Ally. And I'm really excited about doing these. And I hope you're excited to see these games and want to keep coming back to the channel. If you haven't already, click subscribe. That way you get notified, and click the bell. I will say that in this case, 2 to 3 videos a day just for the Steam Deck. You add in the Ally coming up. It may be overkill. You may want to cut down on the bell notifications, but if you do want to see the latest games running on these devices, definitely click on that bell. You'll get notified every day when they go live. You can jump in before you go and buy them. Get a chance to see what they look like. I appreciate everybody for watching. Thank you as always. If you can, give the video a like. Helps other people see it. Until next time, have a good one. Sorry to interrupt the nice end screens here, but right before I went to publish the video, I thought about one more sale that was available on Steam that not too many developers use, and that is the upgrade sale. The perfect example here is Zen Studios and their new Pinball FX game, which is kind of the upgrade in various things like the physics of the game, newer tables, things like that. It's the upgrade version of Pinball FX 3, which they've offered for many years. Now they've got Pinball FX, and there are these packs where you get the exact same games that you would have had or that you do have on potentially Pinball FX 3 if you purchase them. I have purchased all the titles on there, all the tables, so I think that's 100. And now they're starting to run deals where you can get the new versions of those table packs. So you usually buy them in like 2 or 3 tables at a time for 50% off. If you own them for Pinball FX 3, you can get them for Pinball FX. So you're only paying half of what they would cost on Pinball FX because you're a loyal, what they consider a loyal consumer, and you've already bought them. So to get you to buy more, to spend more with them, they're going to give you an upgrade discount. The other interesting thing is right now, and this is normal for Pinball FX, maybe not other developers, but because they have so many table packs, they kind of run sales of like 2 or 3 of the packs at any one time. And they've started doing the same thing for the new version for Pinball FX. So you can find certain table packs on sale at any one time. Potentially they'll be changing them out once a week, maybe every other week, something like that. But right here you can see Pinball FX Williams Pinball Volume 3, which I think has 3 or 4 tables in it, is on sale for $6.69, down from $9.99, so 33% off. Here's the bundle deal for the legacy, or the loyalty is what I would call it, bundle, if you already have bought them before. So if you click on this, it'll go in and it'll say, hey, you bought the ones for Pinball FX3. Now that gives you the ability to get the Pinball FX versions for 50% off. But they're also, well, normally what it is you're getting them for a discount. I do believe it's 50% off. So you'd get them for $4.99. But because they've got a sale running at the same time, it's stacking on top of each other. So ultimately, if I want to upgrade these tables to these new tables, I only have to pay $3.34 right now this week because they have that pack on sale. So something else to keep your eye on. Don't forget about these. Now, back to the end cards. And again, I appreciate everybody for watching. Thank you so much. Subscribe, follow, like, do all that stuff. Greatly appreciated. Supports the channel, and I will talk to you soon.